Alright, I am going to show you the next battle. Let me jump into Avatar Conquest real quick and just show you my my retainers before I forget. Here you can see them. I'm using the Shogun's Emissary, so I can use Great Guard. The Blade Master gives +3 attack to all my sword infantry. The Yagyu, Sword Instructor, however you say it, Yagyu, whatever, gives +2 melee attack, so that's all in all +5 melee attack to my sword infantry. And then the Drill Square gives me +3 melee defense to all my sword infantry. And then if you go in here into into Patchy's skill tree, you can see that right here my army has increased morale. So yeah, anyway, that's another thing that really helps. And then Patchy's got this increased aura, which makes the circle around him, his circle of effect, much more effective. And then I also have this fatigue resistance aura, so whenever my men are within that circle that Patchy creates, they wear out a lot slower and are able to fight a lot longer and run a lot farther without getting tired. So that's kind of the benefits that I'm pushing in my army right now. There's lots of other ways that you can max out your general. Anyway, I'm usually all for a balanced approach, but I really don't think a balanced approach is good. In Shogun, I really think you should either pick leadership, bow, or melee, one of the three, because it really makes a big difference. Just being really good at one of those three, and then you got to push those advantages. Alright, let's go back out and let's snag that replay I wanted to show you. I actually just played, I think it's Frewd100. If I said it wrong, sorry. I don't really, I'm used to seeing YouTube names and I don't always say them out loud, so if I say it wrong, I apologize. Anyway, I'll link to his channel. His name on Steam is different. I just played 2 battles against him. He's going to post one where he played as the Date and I played as the Mori. And then I also just played AdmiralPrice, for any of you who watch him. He played as the Mori and I played as the Oda. And he's going to post that one. I will give you a link to them as soon as I get the link from them, and I will link it to this video. I don't want to make a video of all 3 since I'm sure that they'll do a good job on those videos. I'll just put a link in this one. You can click on it, so if you want to see me playing in another battle, you can click on that link and go check out their channel as well. They are part of the tournament that I'm in that's going to take place on Gamer Dudester's channel. So he's hosting a 1v1 classic battle tournament that I'm in. I don't know how well it's going to turn out. I've played a couple of Rome Total War tournaments and felt pretty comfortable in those. The players that are playing in this tournament are all about the same rank as me, if not a little bit higher. I'm a 9-star on Shogun, so it's definitely going to be tough. Not going to be, just your average everyday fights. And so these battles that I played against them, I was actually just testing out some different strategies to see how they'd work. And I was really pleased with how my strategy worked out in this battle. Of course, I don't think Frewd was very pleased with how his worked out, but don't think that means he's not a good player or anything, because you can go watch the battle where he played against me as the Date, and there's actually some surprising results in that battle. I think you'll like it. I may end up showing it to you just to teach you an interesting lesson, but I want you to get a chance to look at his version of it. So we're playing on the Crossroads map. This map is kind of interesting. I'll just give you my thoughts on it real quick. You can see the landscape slopes from right to left from my viewpoint, and that there's lots of little hills. You can use these hills to get superior positioning for infantry fights and stuff. And then you're also going to notice that because of these hills, you're not really going to want to bring your cavalry from this side up, because then they're going to be charging uphill, which is going to make that less effective. You're really going to want to work cavalry probably from this side down, but then again, that's going to make it easier for your opponent to protect against cavalry, because they can focus their spears on the side they think you'll be coming from. Now, I probably will show you my second battle against Frewd. I'm going to let AdmiralPrice post the one he played against me, but the only reason I want to show you my second one with Frewd is I'm wanting to teach you a lesson in that one. And I'm not saying that Frewd couldn't teach you the lesson in his battle. I'm just not sure what angle he's going to take on it. And I'm sure that AdmiralPrice, there's really not like a whole lot in the battle that I played him that I'd probably want to add to what he might say. I'm sure he'll do well. So again, Frewd, if you're watching this, don't take any, and if I'm saying your name wrong, then sorry, you can just continue to LOL at me. Yeah, anyway, let me show you my army, and let me explain what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and pause actually real quick. I'm playing as the Oda, you can see from the banner here, because it's a classic battle, so I don't get to use my avatar. There's no Patchy here. And leading my army, of course, is the let me see if I can find him right here, is the ever crafty, ever cunning, supreme commander, probably, of this time period, and this is him right there. That is Oda Nobunaga. And he was an extremely good commander from the time period. He's my second favorite, probably after Uesegi Kenshin. Well, I say that, I don't know. I don't know. I like Kenshin the best, but Nobunaga was probably a better commander. I probably wouldn't want to argue that fact. So my army is 2 Bow Ashigaru, which are up front. I haven't brought many Bow Ashigaru. It's because my army actually depends on some different tactics. I'll go ahead and push play now. So I've got 2 Bow Ashigaru, no upgrades. You can actually add chevrons onto your men in the classic battles. There's a little button you can click, and of course that's not available in Avatar Conquest. I have several units of these Yari Ashigaru spear units, and the Oda's clan bonus is superior Ashigaru units, and all that really does is just increase their stats by about 1 in every category, I think, except for charge. So it basically just makes your Ashigaru troops a little more steady. So that includes your bow and your spear Ashigaru. There are no lone sword Ashigaru in the classic battles, which is unfortunate because I would have liked to make use of them. In any case, yeah, here they are. So I've got, I think it's 4 of these Yari Ashigaru, and then right behind them, Nobunaga was famous for using these guys, so I figured I better represent. I've got 3 units of these Matchlock Samurai. And these guys' special ability is actually called Rapid Volley, and it gives them a much faster reload time for a short period. And they don't fire by rank, but they can unleash a lot of volleys very quickly. And if you inspire them while they're doing it, then it gets to actually be pretty unrealistically fast. And behind all them, I have 5 units of Katana Samurai, and that's the meat of my army. And guarding the rear and the flanks of my army will be 2 units of Great Guard Cav. Here they are flanking Nobunaga's unit. Let's go take a look at Frewd's units. Or actually, I've got 2 bow cavalry units too, and here they are. I was actually skirmishing with his bows, and I decided to charge in because my strategy here is actually going to be based on chaos, and I want to cause as much chaos in his army as possible. And I also know that I have to be careful because he's playing as the Hattori, and one of the Hattori's special abilities is to deploy anywhere on the field outside of their deployment box. Of course, they can't deploy like within range of you. But anyway, I just used my bow cavalry there to cause a big mix-up, to get his troops wary. It actually routed one of them, and I'm going to use this as the opportunity. You can see here that I'm running my Matchlock Samurai into position, and this is not going to... See, now his bows haven't gotten to get a whole lot of good volleys on me, and now my Matchlock Samurai are in range. Now these Matchlock Samurai, you're going to like the effects. The effects on this game weren't so great with the Matchlock units, and I was actually kind of disappointed, especially after playing Napoleon. But you got to see the smoke effects that are now in this game. It's freaking awesome. I love it. So I'm going to pull my Matchlock in here and let them start to take part in this missile fight. So yeah, check out, there's the sweet smoke haze. You can see my Matchlock all firing off here. It's really, really spectacular effects. And you can see that I've already just absolutely ruined one of his archer units, and a second one is almost ruined. And then if you zoom out, check out that sweet smoke haze right there that kind of hangs over the Matchlock units. Very, very cool. Very well done, CA. Very well done. So yeah, my opponent was not able to get many archer volleys into my Matchlock units, and now you can see the devastating power of Matchlock units at closer ranges. My opponent's Ashigaru unit here is going to bite the dust. His bow units are getting absolutely slammed. You can see I routed 2 of them, plus 1 with my bow cav. So he's now severely down in numbers, and I was using the rapid volley. You can see it's about to expire. But that's why my men were able to fire so fast and cause so much damage. I even damaged some of his sword units pretty good, or at least one of them. But now comes the part where I want to pull back my Matchlock units and save them for a better use than hand-to-hand combat. And in their wake, I'm going to leave my Yari Ashigaru, and they're going to be in defensive mode and on spear wall. And with these 3 chevrons, they're going to be able to hold for a little while against these Katana Samurai. I should have moved them a little farther forward so that they were holding in a downhill position. Sorry, that they would be fighting from an uphill position. But I didn't do that. That's my fault. Anyway, let me try and get you a close-up here. There's some of the fighting going on, so you can see my men are going to be able to hold their ground fairly well. They will collapse under the weight of these better Katana units, but they're going to do what I want, which is to tire and damage the Hattori units. Over here, my opponent charged some Great Guard towards my flank. I just simply turned my Matchlock units and opened up on them. Great Guard is a wonderful unit, but Matchlock can cut them down to size in just simply moments. So that's another great use for Matchlock if you bring them. Make sure to use them against enemy cavalry. as they can quickly ruin enemy cav. Now that my opponent's men are winded and they've had to bust through my my Yari-Ashigaru wall, now I'm going to charge into his katana units, which would have been qualitatively better than my own. So this is actually a match for the first time in probably since I played Shogun 2, where I'm showing me win with a numbers army rather than a quality army. Frewd actually had a much better quality army. Mine was more of a numbers army, and Nobunaga was famous for fielding huge numbers of units, and so that's another reason why I did this. Now, intelligently, Frewd was trying to kill Nobunaga. I was able to run him away, and I was able to trap his units in this vicinity. And the fight actually looks a little bit rough for my men right now. You may see the overhead banners and think that it might not go well for me. But you got to remember, his troops are tired now, and they're getting worn out. So yeah, you can see steady winded. My men are just active. Some of them are winded. Kind of depends on how long they've been fighting. But yeah, now the numbers of his men. This is where numbers are really going to play into this battle. And you can see how I use numbers to my advantage. You have to whittle down the quality troops, and then you have to slowly whittle down your enemy. When you're using a numbers army, you either have to use two approaches, either like an all of a sudden mob and outflanking, or you have to whittle their numbers down slowly over time. And that's what I did in this case, is I used my Yari-Ashigaru and my Matchlock Samurai to whittle down his numbers so that when it came time for the fight, my men could go head-to-head with him. So again, here's my, I've used these trees to position my Matchlock Samurai. Not the best position, because there's a little bit of a hill here protecting some of Frewd's troops, but it also protects me from his archer fire. So it allows me to come up here and fire and to take almost no archer damage, but for me to get good shots in on his men. You can see them routing. These Matchlock Samurai are cool units. I hope I get a chance to use these guys in the tournament, and the unfortunate thing for me is I'm probably giving away some of my strategies by having played these battles with the other tourney players, but hey, it's all good and fair because they played against me too, and I got to see how they play, and plus the whole thing's for fun in my opinion. Yeah, I really do want to win it. I think it'd be a heck of a lot of fun, but I somehow doubt that I'm the best player in the tournament, and if I win, I'll kind of be shocked. But then again, I won a Rome Total War tournament back in the day. Who knows what'll happen? So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that classic battle. Yeah, that was a fun one. Good game to Frewd. I'm actually just going to link to AdmiralPrice and his commentary on the battle that they did with me. So look in the video. I'm not sure exactly where I place it. There'll definitely be a link in the description. And then either at the beginning or the end of the video, I'll link to the videos that they're going to post so that you can see the other two battles that I didn't show you here. I don't want to spoil what the outcome was for you in those other two battles, so I'm not going to tell you who won or lost. But I think that you'll find both of them interesting. Good games. I know you didn't get to see AdmiralPrice in here. He was actually spectating in that one. But good games to AdmiralPrice and Frewd100. Go check out their channel. Like I said, I'll link to them. If I said any names wrong in there, then I apologize. And I'll correct it when I get a chance. So anyway, Eric Carthage signing off for now. Hope you enjoyed these fights.